Right now at noon, we're expecting to hear from President Biden any moment now. He'll address the conflict between Russia and Ukraine. We'll carry that address live once it begins. Plus, Arkansas lawmakers approve mobile sports betting when you might be able to place your wager. Arkansas Family Dollar store is still closed this afternoon following a rodent infestation at a distribution center. How the closure is impacting people in smaller communities. And meet Susie and Tony. One is 50, the other 61. That's not stopping them from starting a family. Their incredible story coming up at 12:14. But first, we want to get to today's big story, and that is the weather. You see right there on the left side of your screen the power outages for Arkansas right now. About 4,000 energy customers are without power right now, so 4,000 households in the dark after those storms came in overnight. Nathan is here with what we can expect the rest of the week. Hey, Nathan.
Good afternoon, Michael. It was a stormy night around the region. There were some wind damage reports in north central and north Arkansas, but things have really quieted down now. But look at this temperature difference across the state. It's a 50-degree difference from Monticello at 77 to 28 degrees in Fayetteville. There's a cold front just to the west of central Arkansas. It's made its way through Russellville and will have the chance of scattered showers and storms sticking around through the rest of the afternoon. There still is potential southeast Arkansas in the gray area. It's a slim potential, but you could still see a strong storm. Primary concerns will be damaging wind gusts and maybe some large hail. Then things switch over to winter weather mode. Winter storm watches issued for all the counties in the blue. That primarily is most of North Arkansas. I think that's going to include Northeast Arkansas later today. And here's the reason why. As we take through time here on future clouds and radar, temperatures will be dropping. Once that cold front makes its way through, the winds will pick up, down the numbers go. Here's 11 o'clock. Temperatures dropping down to the 30s here in a large part of central Arkansas. Still showers, maybe a few rumbles of thunder mixed in just to the east. But look what happens tomorrow. Temperatures will be into the 30s, and here comes the next round of moisture. And with temperatures below freezing right at the surface, you see the pink showing up as close as possibly Russellville and Clinton. Significant icing is going to be a big concern for North Arkansas and the higher elevations, and there could even be a little bit of icing in parts of central Arkansas. I'll have more on that coming up.
All right, wild weather this week, and the THV 11 app is just one tool that can help you stay up to date. You can set up weather alerts, find the forecast, watch our newscast, even watch live radar. It's free to download in the App Store and on Google Play. New at noon, after weeks of meetings, discussions, and votes, mobile sports betting is now legal in Arkansas. A legislative committee approved the proposal this morning that will allow Arkansans to place sports bets from their phones from anywhere in the state. It will take effect in 10 days. Casino officials say apps could roll out as early as March 7th, just in time for March Madness. A man is dead after an encounter with a Rogers police officer. Arkansas State Police are now investigating the incident that reportedly started with a call to a substance abuse treatment facility. According to witnesses, two officers found David Lyles at the facility yesterday holding a knife. Authorities say he then ran toward one of the officers, who then shot Lyles. Both of those officers started CPR before an ambulance arrived. Lyles died on the way to the hospital. State police are now working to determine if the officer's use of deadly force was justified. We've been telling you this week about the rodent problem at a Family Dollar distribution facility in Arkansas. The recent discovery forced hundreds of Family Dollar stores to close their doors until further notice. That includes all Arkansas locations. The closure is having major impacts in smaller communities like England especially. People count on those stores due to limited shopping options in those rural areas. In a statement, Family Dollar tells us, quote, "We have been fully cooperating with all regulatory agencies in the resolution of this matter and are in the process of remediating the issue," end quote. They're working to reopen stores as quickly as possible. But even when customers are allowed back inside, people we spoke to say they'll think twice.
The thought of the rats being in a warehouse over your items, I mean, you don't want that. You don't want to have to go home and sanitize your stuff.
Family Dollar has issued a voluntary recall on several types of products, including food items, pet food, medical devices, over-the-counter medications, cosmetics, and dietary supplements. Customers that have purchased those products can return them to their local store without a receipt once it reopens. A war in Europe looks more and more likely. This afternoon, Russia appears to be on the verge of a full-scale invasion of Ukraine. Russian President Vladimir Putin has recognized independence for Ukraine's two separatist regions and ordered his forces to move in. Russia's actions have been denounced by several members of the UN Security Council. President Joe Biden also signed an executive order blocking trade and investment with the breakaway republics. The White House says more sanctions are coming today against Russia. Again, we are waiting on President Joe Biden to address this. We'll bring that speech to you live when it happens. The tension overseas has many talking about how the future could soon look like the past. THV11's Ashley Godwin spoke with a social science teacher about the impact that the Russia-Ukraine situation could have on the world at large.
We don't want a war.
This 19-year-old Ukrainian student watches as Russian President Vladimir Putin signs a decree recognizing the independence of two regions in the Ukraine.
He destroy Minsk relationships.
The regions are ruled by separatist leaders, Ukraine divided on which direction to take.
It is a country that is split with pro-Russian sympathy in the east, but pro-Western sympathy in the west.
Bill Toppich, the social science chair with Pulaski Academy, says this is a way for Russia to turn back the clock.
Many American citizens remember the Cold War, and they realize the threat from Russia is serious. It is serious regarding our position in Europe and our global position.
A full-blown war between these two countries could cause massive casualties, energy shortages in Europe and Asia, and economic peril across the world. While shooting is not expected to reach American soil, we would still be impacted.
What you probably will see with this heightened security situation in Europe is that the United States will be on alert. We'll probably be beefing up our troop presence within Europe.
In Little Rock, Ashley Godwin, THV 11 News.
All right, now to another developing story. 3 men convicted of murdering Ahmaud Arbery have been found guilty in a federal hate crimes trial. Travis McMichael, Gregory McMichael, and their neighbor William Roddy Bryan were all convicted of felony murder and other charges in November and sentenced to life in prison. Earlier today, a federal jury convicted all 3 for violating Arbery's civil rights and targeting him because he was black. Those charges carry a maximum life sentence. A sentence hearing will be set at a later date. During trials like that, and every trial, we count on our court system to be open and transparent, but we also count on the courts to be fair to everyone involved. That balance can be tough. In a months-long 11 News investigation has found Garland County may have tilted too far to one side. The criminal courts in Hot Springs routinely issue gag orders. It's when a judge says everyone involved can't talk about the case outside the courtroom. They do it when a case gets too much publicity, and legal experts say they should be used rarely.
It's not as though it could be done routinely. In fact, it should be done only in circumstances where it seems likely that information is going to harm the jury pool. And the judge should put on the record what those concerns are.
But THV11's Rolly Hoyt has found that it's become routine in Garland County. Tonight at 10, he investigates the impact these dozens of gag orders can have when victims can't speak and the public can't keep track.